Picture of a shark. Discovery Networks does a great job of tentpole programming. They have Shark Week every year for a week, just shark programming. You can create your own tentpole programming. I kind of talk about what that exactly means. Actually, I'll just show you a video. This is better. So here's someone who's decided that they're going to just create their own tentpole programming. The channel is dedicated to showing off the fact that they own this really expensive slow motion camera. And they just smash things with it. Alright, so you kind of see where that's going. Yeah, and they created it themselves. So I think that a lot of times, like when I talk about tentpole programming, I say, okay, do a Thanksgiving video, do a Christmas video. If you are, a barbecue channel, make sure the 4th of July is really big for you guys. If you're covering festivals, like that's your 2 weeks where you need to really, like music festivals, you got to make sure that you're hitting all the right ones and that you're really centered on that. And that's totally true, but I think that for a lot of you, there aren't going to be necessarily like very natural fits for tentpole programming that already exist. So I challenge you to kind of come up with, well, what is the thing that you get your audience excited about? Maybe you guys can work together. So I know a lot of you are just starting, maybe your audiences are smaller. Hopefully at the end of this, if we have time, we can start kind of grouping you guys together to think about how to work together. There are definitely opportunities to do tentpole programming events across different channels. Also going to talk about collaboration too, but these are some things to keep in the back of your head. Much more traditional example here, the royal wedding. One of the most viewed things online in terms of video ever. Now there's a lot, you could basically just join the buzz on that one, upload content that has to do with it, and you would kind of catch the wave that they already created. You can do this 2 weeks ahead of time because you know exactly when the date was. You could start priming people. If you were if you're into fashion and you had a do-it-yourself fashion show, or if you were just covering fashion in general, maybe you could talk about what they were going to wear. Maybe you were going to talk about the do's and don'ts of royal weddings. Pick your little niche and then just hit it as hard as you can. So to talk about collaboration and cross-promotion, by the way, there are other creators besides Freddie W. and Epic Mealtime on YouTube. We highlight them a lot. Sorry. So I'm not going to highlight them in the next video. It's going to be somebody that I'm a really big fan of. But collaborate and cross-promote, it's really the silver, or the golden bullet, I guess, of what we do in terms of getting audience. You can see channels go from 0 to in the middle of the pack overnight just because they've worked with somebody important and they have similar audiences and they do really great stuff. On YouTube, because there's so many views every day and there's so many people coming to the site, you can do great stuff and it may not get viewed. You have to latch on to someone else's audience in order to get that promotion. I even feel as though cross-promotion and collaboration is better than our own internal marketing systems. These audiences, Freddie W's, Epic Mealtimes, they are incredibly consistent in the way they view video, and they know what they like. And if you guys have audience overlap and you get to work together, it's going to work really well. So keep in mind that, because hopefully at the end of today, you guys can meet each other and sort of figure out who to work with here. So before I play this video, this was a shout out. So there's collaborate and then there's cross promote. Collaboration is when you're doing a co-production. And a cross-promotion is when one channel is just saying, hey, check out this other channel, really cool. So we'll check out sort of an example of this.
Finally, what if our universe was a Googleplex meters across? It is nowhere near that large, but if it was, it would be so voluminous that statistically, it would be nearly impossible for there not to be an exact copy of you somewhere else out there in the universe. To see why, I highly suggest that you click right there and check out Brady Haring's new channel, Number File. It's part of the YouTube Original Channels, and I've worked with these guys before. They're amazing. They're my favorite kind of geeks. So check out that video, watch their other stuff, and if you like math, I highly suggest that you subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.
Very effective. This happened 9 minutes and 50 seconds into an 11-minute video. and he had, I think Numberphile picked up 15,000 subscribers. So pretty amazing. There are a lot of small cable channels that would like to have that kind of audience at that moment, be able to tell them to do things. And also Michael is like an ace promoter, as you can tell. He talks right into the camera, he knows what he's doing. I think that talking into the camera is one of these things where I'm never going to tell you guys to make your content look like this, but I think there is a time and a place for this kind of interaction with your audience, no matter what the style that you do. And I also challenge you guys as creators, how can you create that connection with your audience in a way that's consistent with your own programming, right? So we don't all need to be talking to the camera, folks. I think there's a way for everybody in the room to kind of make that connection stronger than just a push experience. So let's talk about collaboration. So now 2 groups are going to co-produce something. This is a really great story. There was a large channel that did basketball trick shots, and there was a smaller channel that did sort of frisbee, how-to, and a couple like trick plays, trick throws. They got together, they made this amazing video. They put the same video on 2 different channels, and they just changed the last little bit. So the basketball guy's video said, subscribe to the frisbee guy. And the frisbee guy's channel said, go check out the basketball dudes. And that was the only change. They uploaded to these 2 different channels. And both videos, I think, totaled up. And this is not, you're not going to see these results at home, but it's like 5 million views between the 2. It's crazy. What also happened was that I'm 90% sure that the frisbee guy got just enough of a push in terms of subscribers and new fans that someone from ESPN became a subscriber, and then a week later he was featured on ESPN's top 10 plays. So he went from this to this in like 2 weeks. We'll check it out. You'll see why. It's pretty fantastic.
Hey guys, we're Dude Perfect. Today we're teaming up with Brody Smith.
We do basketball, and I do frisbee. Let's do it.
So it's like 5 minutes of this, it's crazy. I would almost play the whole video for you, but there's, you can hit me up for the URL afterwards, it's great. So, I mean, this is there's a lot of production that goes into this, obviously, this video in particular. You're working with someone, you're spending a lot of time. I think the payoff is great, and when you have that, perfect idea and you have the audience overlap to support it, at the same time, as you guys think about how to work with each other, this idea of doing a simple cross-promotion and just saying, hey, check out this channel, that works really well too. You don't have to spend, I imagine, 3 or 4 days in a gym shooting this stuff to do that. So just keeping the bar a little bit low. I know you guys have lives too,